in order to make you look bad and then record you from that camera on the front of your phone.
Right.
My neighbors would tap on the walls at very specific times just to kind of annoy me, just kind of harassment.
Right.
And then it was basically months and months of conditioning.
So this isn't really like a person hiding behind a bush spying on you. This is covert, but also very out in the open. It's meant for you to know they're stalking you, but for no one else around you to know, right?
Exactly.
So can you expand on that?
Yes. So basically what they do is they use a formula called NLP.
I've never had anyone just say exactly what I wanted them to expand. That's funny. Go ahead.
So basically they use something called NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. So for instance, say you walk outside, right, and you go into your car and somebody walks by and they're clicking a pin and they're looking at you kind of weird. You're like, okay. You shrug it off. You go to the store, grocery store. You're buying groceries. You come out to your car, and you got a lady pushing a cart, and she's almost runs into you, and she's clicking a pin. You're like, wow, that had to have been a coincidence.
Right. It's almost like Pavlov's dogs, like your condition.
Yeah. So now you're on your way home, right? You're stopped at a stoplight, and you got a guy holding his arm out of the car, clicking a pin. Now you've just been sensitized to that.
Right.
Pen.
So to the average person, they're not going to really think when they see one person clicking a pen that means anything. It'll make you look crazy. You'll say to your mother, "Hey, that guy's clicking a pen," but you're the only person that knows. You saw two other people that day clicking a pen at you, right?
Exactly. So basically, it's an everyday stimulate that they use on you.
Right.
It could be anywhere from, in the very beginning, they condition you to a protocol. They try to say you're guilty of something.
Now, a lot of people are going to, I hate to interrupt you, but I know we have a limited amount of time, and I want to make sure you get everything out you want to say. For me personally, everyone in West Hollywood and Los Angeles that have known me for 20 years, I have thousands of friends, okay? Everybody likes me.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't have one single friend in my apartment building for the last 3 years. No one will talk to me. Nor have I had one single friend living in my house in Florida for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So everyone in the world is my friend. Everyone likes me. But yet no one on my street likes me or will talk to me. And explain to them why that might be. What did they do to my neighbors to make them think this?
Well, what they do is in the beginning, they start with the bugging of the target's home. So basically they want to profile the target. So they set up audio video surveillance in your home. They get somebody to conspire against you. And then they build a protocol on you. The protocol is what's going to be used to harass you. They also sensitize you to the protocol that they create for you. So it's not just like you're being followed and stalked. You got people setting you up and trapping you, coercing you, manufacturing false evidence, and then sensitizing you to the false evidence that they manufactured, and then you get harassed about it.
Right. Now, like another example of like a possible, sometimes they can effectively stalk you by just claiming you're stalked. For instance, you'll have a friend come over to your house and say, "Hey, I was just followed there." So they're getting double mileage out of that because even
exactly,
if
because this will let you know that you're being followed.
So they're getting a lot for their dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. So
and they'll do harassment skits. They'll it's called directed conversation. They'll random strangers out in public. They'll walk by you or kind of linger around you, and they'll act like they're talking on their cell phones, and they'll mention stuff that only pertains to your situation.
Right.
And it happens on a day-to-day basis. I mean, not just once or twice a day, but 15, 20 times a day.
Right.
And I mean, it's nerve-wracking not being able to just walk down the street or just to be able to carry on with your life. If you get a job, they recruit people into the workplace. They try to mob you out of the workplace, and it's all based off of lies and deception. I got something I want to read.
Okay, please.
On your cell phone. They can explain it a little bit more, and then I can also give some references to the viewers that they may be able to look up and find more information.
Yeah, one of the most important objectives we have here today is to inform people, number one, that don't know they're being gang stalked. They just feel like something weird's going on.
Yeah.
Let them know that there's a lot of support groups. They can go on Facebook. Just look up gang stalking. There's thousands of organizations. Freedom Covert Harassment right now.
Freedom Covert Harassment and Surveillance. That's
and
one.
It's important for people to have information. I think one of the other objectives you have for being here today is the people that are actually being retained by the stalkers to assist in the covert operations should know the kind of what they're really doing. A lot of people don't even know they're part of it, do they?
Well, they're told lies and disinformation about the target. They use humiliating, degrading themes to make the stalkers actually believe what they're doing is beneficial to society.
For instance, an example of this
But
would
since
be...
everything's compartmentalized, they don't know what happened in order for them to basically set you up.
Right. For an example,
So-
it could be like my neighbors being told by a police officer, which is exactly what happened, that I'm under surveillance because I'm a drug dealer, which I'm not. And then now my neighbors are watching me, thinking I'm a drug dealer, forming, very disfavorable opinions of me.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I know this firsthand is because when I was under surveillance in Florida, the police officer named Gonzo, I saw him on my street all the time with surveillance cars, and I said to him, "Why are you on my street? Why am I under surveillance?" He goes, "You're not. Your neighbor is." But that was really covert because they were able to actually be
To
on
make you believe that it was the neighbor.
while they could still survey me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to read this off of this website. It's organized stalking is a form of terrorism used against an individual in a miraculous attempt to reduce the quality of a person's life so they will have a nervous breakdown, become incarcerated, institutionalized, experience constant mental, emotional, or physical pain, become homeless, and or commit suicide. This is done using well-orchestrated accusations, lies, rumors, bogus investigations, setups, framings, intimidation, overt or covert threats, vandalism, theft, sabotage, torture, humiliation, emotional terror, and general harassment. It is a ganging up by members of the community who follow an organizer and participate in a systematic terrorizing of an individual.
Now, there's very little time left. I do want to get out a couple things I think you want to talk about. What's the connection between the NSA and Snowden?
Well, basically, Snowden leaked information about the NSA monitoring all internet data, phone calls, text messages, basically mass surveillance of all civilians. So that kind of, gives us credibility, with the mass surveillance that's going on. There's also InfoGuard and Fusion Centers, which are civilian spy networks, which correspond with the FBI to gain intelligence for counterterrorism. And so these are also facilities that could be used as vehicles in the stalking.
So local police, except through watch groups, etc., and people are trained
neighborhood
in
watch
fusions.
groups, InfoGuard, Fusion, even Department of Defense contractors. And I do want to say the person who set me up, her name is Samantha K. Willis, and I will expose you.